All right, ready to dive into another sci-fi world? Today we're looking at a story that throws humanity right into the thick of things, galactically speaking.
Yeah, and this isn't just your typical space adventure, though there's a lot of that. We're really going to break down what happens when we meet aliens, the whole game of galactic diplomacy, even some hard truths about where we fit in all this.
Sounds intense. So, the story's about humanity's first contact, right?
Yeah.
And not just with one alien species, but asterisk two, asterisk Chimera.
That's right, the X-Learn and the Yan. And let me tell you, it gets complicated fast. Imagine sending out your first message to space like, hey, we're here,
No.
and getting a response that's totally confused because they think Howdy Doody is in charge of Earth.
Oh, seriously?
Yeah, it's called the Howdy Doody incident. It just shows how hard it is to communicate across completely different cultures, different worlds even. Trying to understand their messages makes something like the Rosetta Stone seem easy.
It'd be like, I don't know, explaining the internet to someone who's never even seen a computer.
Right. But it gets even weirder. These aliens, they've been watching us, picking up on our tech, our culture, all from a distance.
So like eavesdropping on a cosmic level.
Yeah.
Kind of creepy.
And that's where the ethics get fuzzy. It wasn't just watching. They left this advanced piece of tech, the POV artifact, on different planets, including Earth. The story makes it seem like this thing jumpstarts intelligent life, like they're setting up civilizations.
So are they these kind guides helping us reach for the stars, or is there something else going on? It's a bit like that saying, give a man a fish, feed him for a day, teach a man to fish.
Except this is more like give a species a mysterious artifact and who knows what happened.
Exactly. And speaking of giving things, they also give humanity the Amuxli drive, which seems like a golden ticket to travel the stars. But of course, there's a catch.
A catch they put there on purpose. This drive, it has a flaw, a big one, and you can bet these aliens knew about it all along.
So they're holding humanity back, making sure we don't get too big for our boots, so to speak.
That's one way to put it. And then there's this whole interstellar trade deal they set up. Sounds simple, but is it really?
What are they really after?
Well, here's where the story gets really good. It takes you inside all those galactic politics. And it turns out, just giving a new species advanced tech, huge no-no.
So them giving us this drive could get them in trouble. Why even bother? What's the point?
You're getting it. See, there's this galactic alliance, kind of like a UN for the galaxy. And they've got all these rules about interfering with less advanced species. Giving us the Amuxli drive, that was a risk. And now they've got to cover their tracks.
So when we accidentally sent that signal out to Gliese 581,
Exactly. Totally messed up their plans. They had to come out of hiding, all because they didn't want us talking to another civilization they'd given a pay to. Awkward.
makes sense.
Mm.
But why even bother with this whole trade deal thing then? Can't they just talk their way out of it?
Galactic politics, it's all about appearances, having the right paperwork. They need to show they were doing things by the book, trading with us fair and square, not taking advantage of us.
So they need something from us, something to prove they weren't manipulating us. But what could we possibly have that they'd want? It's not like we've got some rare mineral they can't find somewhere else.
And that's where it gets interesting. They didn't want weapons or resources, not even our tech. What they wanted, something way more human, you could say.
You're messing with me, right? What, did they want our best pizza recipes? The latest viral dance?
Not quite, but you're closer than you think. Think art, music, literature, even fashion. They wanted a piece of human creativity.
Hold on. They're trading advanced tech for finger paintings and pop songs. Sounds like we got the better end of that deal.
Huh.
But why? What's so special about our art to these aliens?
Million-dollar question, right? The story seems to say it's our perspective, our unique way of seeing the universe that they can't replicate. Like we're this hot new item in some galactic art gallery.
Mind-blowing. So while we're celebrating being able to fly between the stars, they're off studying interpretive dance and jazz.
Seems like it. And it
Mhm.
makes you think, are we really getting a good deal here? Yeah, we get to explore the galaxy, but what are we giving up? A part of ourselves, maybe? Trading away what makes us human for a quick technological boost?
It's something to consider. We tend to value things we can hold, right? Technology, resources. But what if it's the stuff we don't think about as much, the stuff that makes us human that's actually the most valuable in the grand scheme of things? Exactly. And it makes you wonder about these aliens, right? If they're going through all this trouble for a bit of human culture, what does that say about them? Maybe in all their advancement, they lost something essential, something that human creativity has.
That's a thought. That a species so advanced could be missing something we take for granted. But let's switch gears a bit. We've got to talk about this galactic alliance. They sound powerful. What are the rules and how do they enforce them? What happens if they find out what the X-Learn and Yon are up to? It's like they're the galactic police, making sure everyone follows the rules.
Right. And just like any system, there's always a way to game it, power struggles, maybe even some corruption. The story doesn't shy away from showing that even with these super advanced aliens, galactic diplomacy can be messy.
So what happens when these supposedly good guy aliens get caught breaking the rules?
Well, that's where things get interesting. Remember the human ambassador, the one stuck in the middle of all this. Turns out, knowing the Galactic Alliance's rules might be our saving grace.
So he uses that to our advantage, threatens to expose the X-Learn and the Yon.
Exactly. It's like fighting fire with fire, but on a galactic scale. He uses their own rules against them. They're terrified of being kicked out of this galactic alliance, and he uses that fear to get a better deal for humanity.
Wow, so it's not about spaceships and lasers. It's about knowing the rules and outsmarting them, like a cosmic game of chess.
Right. It shows that even when you're up against incredible technology, understanding the law, diplomacy, even just cultural differences can be just as powerful, maybe even more so.
That's something to think about, even here on Earth. Sometimes the strongest weapon isn't a weapon at all. But what about our listeners? What can we take away from all this? From first contact, to galactic laws, to the power of human creativity.
This story reminds us that the universe is vast, it's complicated, it's full of surprises, and as we explore more of it, we gotta be ready for anything, including meeting species completely different from us.
It's exciting and a bit scary all at the same time, right? Thinking about meeting intelligent life, dealing with galactic politics, facing these huge ethical questions.
It is. But more than anything, this deep dive should leave you with a sense of wonder, a desire to learn more. There are so many stories out there waiting to be discovered. Who knows, maybe our own story's just getting started.
And on that note, we'll leave you with this. Stay curious, keep exploring, and never underestimate the power of a good story. You never know what you might find hidden within its pages. Until next time, keep looking up.